There we go. All right, so we are on Thursday of week 3. Kind of unique. This is going to be the last full weekend of the class. Next week we have 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, with the class ending at 10 o'clock on that Thursday. I've mentioned this and I'll mention it again because we will always have that one student who says that they didn't know that the class ended at 10 o'clock. They thought they had it till 11:59. I'll receive texts, I'll receive emails. Can I have a little more time? I need just a little bit, half an hour, blah, blah, blah. The answer is no. I can't do it. I don't have the ability to open the class back up. None of the instructors here do. The classes are set to close and lock at 10 o'clock on Thursday. Okay, so don't try emailing or sending an assignment to me. It's not going to happen. So please watch your planning, watch your scheduling, because at 10 o'clock, that's it. Okay, some people have assignments from week 2. That extension is going to end on Sunday. After that, assignments from week 2, that's it. Can't submit anything from week 2 or week 1 in week 4. Okay, I'll be sending out grades out to your campuses and the DOEs on Monday. Any requests for extensions from week 3, I'll be getting to those and possibly processing those either late Monday, possibly early Tuesday. So if you're looking at those extensions versus the end of the course, you might have a day, possibly 2 days to do those and finish up your week 4. Okay, so please, please plan, do them as fast as I can. But each one of those assignments does have to be opened individually for people. And as people procrastinate, understand you might not be the only one. As we get closer, people tend to panic when they see those deadlines coming. And the more they panic, the more they request time from me. And I don't want you to be caught in that time crunch waiting behind somebody else who has procrastinated. So please try to do that. I'm asking you to help yourself, okay? Don't think of it as, oh my God, he's pressuring me, pressure. No, I want you to plan ahead so you don't feel that last minute pressure. Okay, so tomorrow on Friday, the last week's assignments open up early. So if you're staying caught up, you'll be able to look at some of those assignments and maybe knock some of them out and get that final week a little bit less hectic for you. Everybody like less pressure? Yes? Who out there likes less pressure? Yeah, I do that because I know some of you need that weekend time to work. And so I'm trying to make that as easy on you as I can. I really am. All right. So that's what I'm trying to do there. Anybody have any questions on what we've been going over so far before we get going here? Anybody? Nope, we're good. All right. The quality work you guys are doing is absolutely incredible. I want you to know that because this is kind of different. It is something to get used to. We get set in our ways and somebody's coming along and telling you to change something to do this and that. It's kind of hard. How many of us get stuck in our ways and we don't want to hear anybody else tell us different? I can get stuck in my ways. I know that. Yeah. We like what we do. We think we do it right. We don't want to hear necessarily somebody else to tell us a different way. Try them. Okay. Try these new ways. Try. See what it's about. There's a reason why so many courses do this. You hear about people going to these seminars on how to get ahead, how to do this. This is what they're doing. Give you a hint, all that money people are paying for, this is what they're doing in those courses. Okay, so here we go. Gonna start off screen sharing. Hopefully the screen will change here. There we go. Pardon me there. Student survey, if you haven't done it, please do so. Gonna take a quick peek into week 4 here. In that week 4, you will have a discussion. You will have kind of a fun assignment. You're going to have to make a decision here on how you're going to handle a situation from the boss's point of view. And so, how many people question what your supervisors or the people above you, you think, my God, what were they thinking? Anybody ever think that about the people above you? What were they thinking? Yeah, I do. And so, yeah, the results coming back next week, that's me. I put those results in there. Um, your informational interview, that's where you're going to put the results back from the people in a management type position, supervisor type position. The one you give me the name for this week, next Thursday, that's when you actually write it out. Okay, so that's when that's going to come back. Your final part on your career plan. This is where you're going to put it all together. There's a form to fill out to put it in. If you use that form, which you're supposed to, you'll find that part of the project goes pretty easily because things you did in part 1, where you did the long-term goals, part 2, where you do the short-term goals, then you throw it into this form, it's going to go really smoothly for you. If you don't do part 1 and 2 pretty good, putting it into this form, it becomes more of a pain, okay? But follow the form and it'll go much easier on you. And then that final exam. And when you do that final exam, you know I've got you covered. Under the big red button that says help, right there, there's a final exam study guide right there. So that will be there to help you along the way. If you use those guides, they will help you out. All right, but we're going to jump backwards into week 3. You should have accomplished everything in here. I'm going to start plugging in zeros here. Friday, anything that's left open that you haven't completed will have a 0. Now, I will be taking into consideration on closing things that include things like your mock interview. I'm going to go back and check and see when you were scheduled to have your mock interview. Now, the other thing is I'm getting the results back, so I'm going to check with Career Services if your date has already passed to see if you showed up, okay? If you showed up or not. So hopefully you did show up, and if you didn't, they'll tell me you rescheduled or whatever happened. So please don't be a no call, no show, because if you didn't, then of course you can't do the 2 follow-up assignments for that. So you're going to miss out on 3 solid grades there, all right? So hopefully you've done all of those things. And today, your career plan step 2. So let's take a look at that. This is where you put those short-term goals to go with that big set of not big set of long-term goals, those long-term goals you did in week 1. Remember, you went in, you set those long-term goals. You know, I want to buy a house, or I want to be in this position. I want to move to another state. I want to open up a business. Okay, what do you have to do to get there? I'll tell you, when you're going out into your career field, fellow students are going out there too. I can tell you, there are people in these classes, these career prep classes, that are putting in a ton of effort. They're your competition. Okay, when they're going to the interview, they are putting in a lot of effort and they are showing it in their planning and what they're doing. They're going to be going to those same interviews as you. Think about that. Every person coming out of every school every month is going to be competition. You have to show you're better than the competition. The efforts everybody is putting in, think about that. How many people think about that? The person next to you is competition for your job. Think about that when you're putting the efforts into these different items, because that's what you're taking with you to and helping you get that job. So put forth that effort because that's going to carry on outside of here when you're going out there and you're thinking about that. This is what I want. 5 years from now, this is what I want. And this is what I need to do to get it. Be driven. Want that item, no matter what it is. I want job stability. Okay, what you need to do? I need to finish school with a good grade so that when my employer sees that, they know that I had discipline to do this and get this knowledge, bring it to them, and show them I'm going to be the worker they want. That's what you do. So those are how you define the short-term goals to go with each long-term goal. All right. So that's what you do. You're going to have your long-term goal and then your short-term goals underneath it. The ones that have been turned in already, let me tell you, this class is on fire. The people who have been turning them in that I've already graded, their long-term and short-term goals, they stack up. So if you've turned yours in and I've graded it, you know who I'm talking about. Kudos to you because you are putting forth the effort. You are impressing me to the nth degree. Congratulations, you are doing it. The employers that are out there should be impressed when they see what you plan on doing once you are available to them. All right, so you're going to do that. The other thing is this thank you letter. Anybody worried about writing this thank you letter? I want to know honestly, are you worried about writing? Because I know some people worry about writing. Okay, please do not overthink this. Okay, please do not overthink this. I want you to take a look at what pops up here, and we're going to break this down real quick because I think you're overthinking it. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this today. We're going to do some business writing information, and it's a little bit easier to understand than this here, okay? So this is great here, but I'll be honest, I didn't choose this part here and it's not my favorite. Anybody think this part's intimidating? I think this is kind of a little in your face and kind of intimidating. It is to me. So we're going to take a look at something that's a little bit easier to digest, okay? And it's kind of like, instead of trying to swallow a steak bone, we're going to look at the steak. So pay attention when we get into that. All right. So let me see if I can show you something a little bit easier. All right. Than that link there. I'm not real fond of that link. So stick with me. I got you on this. And I'm the one doing the grading, so please do not sweat this, okay? Everybody got me on that? I'm not going to nail you because you didn't write a masterpiece. I want you to start feeling comfortable, all right? I haven't lied to y'all yet. Oh, it's the first time, right? No, I'm not. That's not what I'm here for. I want you to get ideas on how you can boost yourself along, okay? I know I can sound grouchy like Oscar, but I can't afford that nice of a garbage can, all right? Okay, so we've done that. I want to get to the presentation. Now there's two presentations today, and there's a reason for it. So don't think, oh my God, we're going to be here all night. We're not. Maybe 6 hours at the max. Okay? Y'all don't mind that, do you? Wake up. Or we'll do random karaoke. And we'll start with Giovanni, right? Giovanni's going to sing for us. Okay, so here we go. Da, 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 da. Presenting where we are now. And I kind of did a little bit of this off and on, but I want to show you where we've come. How many people think you've actually accomplished a lot in this class? Anybody? You should, you have, and you may not have realized it. So I want you to think what we've done. We started off with your career plan, where you set your long-term goals, right? And it's where you wanted to go. Hopefully you were honest about it. Because if you are, and you've been doing this for you and about you, you will be successful. That's the thing about this class. If you are honest all the way through, you are on your way. If not, you heard the phrase, you reap what you sow. There you go. I can't help you if you won't even be honest to yourself about yourself. But this, your career plan, it's things you want to achieve. What do you really want? Just like the Spice Girls say, tell me what you want, what you really, really want, because that's where you're actually going to head. Even if you won't tell anybody and you act the big person, oh, I don't make plans. Oh, I don't do that. Okay, you don't make plans and you don't do that, you're going to get exactly that. Okay? When somebody tells you you want nothing, you're going to get it in abundance. Plan. It will work. And your things to gain. Sometimes it's knowledge. Knowledge will get you more than that quick reward. That quick reward will get you cash right now, but not as much as the knowledge will in the long run. Anybody ever hear the phrase, give me a fish, I'll eat for a day. Teach me to fish and I'll eat for a lifetime? Anybody ever hear that? It's true. Give me something now. I've got it now. Teach me how to get that, and I will be able to have it forever. Okay. Now, you did the informational interview. That's somebody in your field. You got real life experiences, good and bad, and things you may not have realized. And you actually did some networking. Then we talked about resume keywords. These are required to be seen. Automatic data systems will not select your resume or application without them. Don't even bother applying. If you're not using keywords, don't even fill out the applications. Don't bother going on Indeed, Monster.com. Just don't do it. You're wasting your time. You will never be selected. Ever. Period. If you don't use those keywords, you will never be selected. Use ones that match things you see in the job posts. Search job posts, current career technology, company websites. Look for those keywords and you use them on your resume, your business cards, your LinkedIn, and your networking. That's how people are going to find you. Don't use them, you don't exist. Then we talked about your personal brand. You are your brand. It's your reputation. Even if you don't want a personal brand, you have one. It's not up to you. You're going to have a brand, a reputation, if you want it or not. So cultivate it, make it your own, own it, grow it the way you want it to be, not the way somebody's going to give it to you. It is your aptitudes, your skills, your abilities, your personality, and your values. And people will know you by your brand, good or bad. You need a brand statement. One sentence statement, misspelled, one sentence. And it can go on your resume, cover letter, professional social media accounts, or portfolio. It is your slogan. Then your interview. What do? You prepare, you do your mock interview, you practice your question, you dress appropriate, your hygiene, your smile, your handshake, be on time, know where to go, bark, sit up, flat feet on the floor, hands on the lap or the armrest, hand the resume to the interview. Answer with confidence, but do not stray from that question. Don't ramble on. Ask closing questions every time. Always have a question for that interviewer. Some people will go to this mock interview and they won't take it serious. You're blowing a chance to find out how you really do. And then always do a debrief. What did I do right? What could I have done better? What questions did I handle correctly? Think about it. And then your online presence. Everybody has one. Even if you're not online, that's your online presence. Non-existence. It's either good, bad, or missing, but you have an online presence. And make sure it's a positive one because employers are going to check. LinkedIn can be leveraged to grow an impressive network. You can reach out to people in different career fields. That's how you can find out. Maybe I want to expand into a specialty. You can talk to people before you make that jump. Lock down your Facebook and other social media accounts. Make sure that only the information you want out there is out there. And then continuing with networking. You should be doing this now. Reach out, virtual events, volunteer. If you're in animal care, you should be volunteering somewhere. Might not be able to do a long time or for many hours, but volunteer. It's a great way to get to know people in your field. Every shelter, every rescue, most animal care facilities in general need volunteers. Your peers, your campus faculty, industry conferences, seminars, local meetups, and have your business cards ready, physical or digital, and or you can do both. So all of those things you have gone through. And that's really important because I want you to know how much you have done. Because it is amazing how much you have done. Let me get my other PowerPoint up here. And move this one over to my iPad here. So how many people realized how much you've accomplished? How many people realized everything that you've done? Is that amazing? And you're remembering this. How many people are remembering some of this? You remembering this? Yeah. All right. You might not remember all of it, but it's starting to become familiar. It's starting to become a little bit easier. This is not easy stuff, okay? But it's becoming more familiar. The terms are becoming more familiar. The steps flow into each other. And what seemed really awkward at one point, you'll find out it's not so bad. You can do these steps really quickly once you get into it. Boom, boom, boom. And then maintaining it is even easier. All right. So let's get this show on the road here. We're going to talk about business writing because you got that letter to write. There's my smiley face again. We're going to talk about a business letter structure. You'll be happy to know almost every business letter is structured the same. If you can write one, you can write them all. Isn't that great? How many people think that's great? You learn one, you can write them all. You don't have to learn a different one. We're going to talk about cover letters, thank you notes, and any others you may write. Okay, now this is going to look really, really technical. This is in the final set of notes. So please look for that in the help thing. If you get any questions about this on the final, those questions are random. So that's why I said if you get them. Your font, these are the fonts. I'm not going to read them all to you. Those are the fonts and at least 11 points. Left justified. Do not indent paragraph in a business writing. Single space between the sentences, double space between paragraphs, 1-inch margins. This is standard for all business writing. Okay. Now, how many people use Word or anything similar to that if they have to write something? Okay. You'll be happy to know that is the standard when you go in and you type something. You don't have to change a thing. Hooray! So if you don't change something, you're correct. So these are all the parts of a business letter, and it sounds like a lot, but you're going to see it's not really a lot, and we're going to cover them. So here we go. So this is a cover letter. Okay, this is an example of the cover letter. Okay, and let me see if we have the lines going to them. No, we don't. So the heading, a return address, that is up here. And then as we go further down, we have the date, which is self-explanatory. And this here, who it's going to, this is called an inside address. Now this is if you're sending a physical letter, okay? That is a physical letter, and it includes the address of the person who's receiving it, because you might be sending to a business where they open all the mail and they then route it to the person who it's going to, okay? And that's why it is. But that is only ones that you are mailing. That's not the most common thing that you're going to do. Then inside here, this is the way most of the mail you're going to be doing will look, because this part's the same for one that's being mailed and an email. You're going to start with a greeting right here. Dear Mr. Frainer, or right there. See where it says or regarding, and then it'll have the job posting number. Okay, so if you know the person's name, you're going to use dear so-and-so. Or you're just going to put the job posting number if you don't know that. Or you're going to put dear Mr. or Ms. or whatever. Do not put to whom it may concern. How many people were brought up saying to whom it may concern? I know I was told that. That's a no-no now. We don't do that. Apparently that's wrong. Okay? If there's no name, you put the job number, or you just put the name of the actual job posting. You say regarding, and you put the name of the job. Okay, say job posting and the name of the job. Okay, so it'd be job posting electrician, boom. Okay, now your first paragraph that you're going to write, you're going to tell them why you're writing. Okay, so that's where you would say, I am writing in regards to the job posting, da 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 da. Okay, then you write, and you can do 1 or 2 paragraphs here, why you are the best. What goes in well there? That elevator pitch. Boom, right there. Your elevator pitch can be used right there. And then your last paragraph, we call this a call to action. And the reason why we call this a closing paragraph or call to action is because you're going to tell them what they're going to do. How about that? Did you know you can tell the person that you're writing about the job what to do? How many people knew that? You get to tell them what to do. You're going to tell them how to do their job. How many people knew that? Anybody? So what you're going to do is you're going to say, I would like to have an interview with you. These are the dates and times that I'm available, and I may be reached at the following numbers and or email. Boom. Did you see that? I just told them basically, you're going to give me an interview. Isn't that amazing? You get to tell them exactly what you want. How about that? Isn't that fun? You're not waiting for them. How many people think that's pretty bold to do that? Anybody think that's bold? I can't use the word I want to. That's common business. If you notice, business people typically, they're pretty like in your face about things. They're pretty much boom, and you're like, wow, that seems kind of business is business. They're not friends, okay? How many people go, oh, they're my best business. We do everything together. We go to movies, me and my best business. That's not the way it works, okay? It's business. Business and friends are different, all right? And that's the way it is. And so you can tell them, I would like the opportunity for an interview. These are the dates and times. If you want to tone it down a little bit, say, I'm available for interviews. Da, 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 da. There's multiple ways you can do that, but you're telling them that's what that call to action is. Call to action. Call to action means you are calling them out and telling them you want action. Okay, so here's a copy of it right here. You can see the heading up there at the top. You can see who it's going to, but let's look at this section right here because this is what you're going to have in your emails. Dear Mr. Mitchell, thank you for the opportunity. This is a thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to interview, and you're telling them everything. Your thank you. My enthusiasm has grown. So you want to let them know you're still enthusiastic. Thank you again. As requested, I'm enclosing a copy of the professional references. And then look right here. This last sentence, it's another call to action. Another call to action. Okay? It's another call to action because you're telling them, I look forward to hearing from you soon. So what that's telling the other person is, I'm expecting you to respond. I will hear from you. You're subliminally telling them they need to respond back. If you don't put that in after that, you're just saying, here's my references. Do what you want. But no, that call to action is telling them, I need to hear from you. This is in your book on page 190, and I'll show you where you can find these book pages in your uh, course here if you don't have your physical book. The email works the same way. See, it is just right there. Uh, it's that bottom part of the physical letter, and there is the references that they asked for. Okay. So your paper copy and your email copies, they work the same way. The only difference is that one little piece. So here's another one. Thank you for the opportunity. Da, 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 da. I look forward. There's that important piece. Boom. I look forward. Boom. Does that thank you note seem a little bit easier for you to write? How many people feel a little more comfortable with that? When you write that thank you note, all you do is say, thank you for the opportunity to interview with you. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Boom. Okay. If the person interviewing you for the mock interview doesn't ask for anything, that's all you have to do. First paragraph, thank you for taking the opportunity to meet with me, da da da. Next paragraph, I look forward to hearing from you soon. You can also say, I've also attached a copy of my resume if you want and include that. Anything like that. And then put your signature block down on the bottom. And so, Stefan, your camera's on. I don't know if you realize your camera's on there. So we get to watch you walking back and forth there. So there's other business letters, accepting or declining a position, letter to suppliers, and customer complaints. No matter what, they all follow the same format. So if you know how to write one, you know how to write all of these. You you say, you know, thank you for the generous position or the offer of the position. Unfortunately, at this time, I have to decline. Sincerely, boom. Okay. Thank you for the offer of this position. I am really looking forward for the opportunity to work with you. Once again, here's my contact information. Please let me know how we proceed from this point. Boom, there's the call to action there. Letter to suppliers. My name is so and so. We would like to receive your catalog, blah, blah, blah. Please reach me back at this number or this email so that we may begin considering you as one of our suppliers. So this type of format applies to everything. Same thing with customer complaint. I was made aware of a recent situation that you may have had at our facility. Please contact me back at this number so that we may rectify the situation. Boom. See how everything follows the same format. You introduce yourself, you describe the situation, and you exit. Every business letter is written the same way. When you get junk mail in, take a look at the format. They are very much the same. All right, you can do this. So doing that thank you note, that's going to be a great opportunity for you to write that and see how well you are at it, because I guarantee you, you're better than you think. Here is the offer of acceptance. I'm delighted to accept the position. Boom. I'm excited about the opportunity to work with you and your team. As soon as I receive the formal offer letter and additional forms, I will complete and return them as we discussed. Notice you need that formal offer letter. No matter what the position is, you need something in writing. Something in writing whatsoever. Do not go by word of mouth only. Something that shows your rate of pay, benefits, etc. Do not go on word of mouth. Okay? Trust everybody got that? Promise me you will not go on word of mouth. You will get it in writing. I want you all to be protected, because if they tell you $35 an hour and you don't get it in writing and you get your paycheck at $20 an hour, it's on you. Get it in writing. Don't trust the business. Okay? If you have to decline, thank you for offering me the position. I considered your offer, but I have decided I must decline. You do not have to give detail. That's your information. They may decide to counteroffer, and then you may change your mind. All right. So now I want you to think about it. There's anxiety when we go into our new career fields or our new positions in general. There always is. I've never seen anybody switch a career or switch a job or even just a position wherever they at without some anxiety. So I want you to think about this tonight. All right, so here we go. What is your biggest hurdle or obstacle that you feel will keep you from your dream career? We all have that anxiety. Something's going to be there. Okay. Some people call it imposter syndrome, that they're going to get into that position and they won't belong or they won't have the skills. How will you overcome that? How are you going to get over this feeling that something's going to keep you from that dream career? So answer both questions. What's your biggest hurdle or obstacle that you think will keep you from your career? And how are you going to overcome that? Okay, think about that, because you're getting close to that that time. So if you think about it, what is going to do that? And I like these things because I want you to think about your anxieties and how you're going to handle that so you don't have that fear. I want you to be fearless and know what you've got, how to portray it, and walk in and say, I know what I know, and I'm ready to tell you about it. All right, you can do this. Everybody good? Everybody ready for our final weekend? Everybody's going to catch everything up, not give me ulcers, because I get ulcers worrying about y'all. All right, so that is it for tonight. That is it for week 3. And next Monday, we start the final 4. All right, Giovanni. I had to give you kudos, Giovanni. I have seen you do amazing things. And is Shane on here? Shane? Yes, Shane. Shane, I got my eye on you. I have seen you put out work that is impressing me. I'm not trying to embarrass these two people, but just blowing me away. And so if you're in their field, watch out. These are 2 people to watch out for in their fields. All right. Great job, people. Great job,
Thank you.
everybody. Great job, everybody in general. But they just both did some assignments that I I would love to be able to
I
display them and
appreciate it.
show them off and stick them up on my fridge, let me tell you. But my fridge is covered with losing lottery tickets right now. So, but really, really. So keep it up. I'm watching everybody here and I read the notes. If you look on your grades, you'll see a little thing that if you click on it, you'll see the notes that I put on the assignment. Oh, one more thing. Let me do a quick share here. Sorry, I didn't want to keep you here. But if you go into the modules, I want to show you this. Go into the modules. And up here where it says ebook PDFs, if you did not pick up your book, you'll see these units. There's chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. If you click on these, they will open up eventually, taking their time. I think our system is still suffering a little. There was like a big security update and it made itself secure by knocking everybody off late last night. Well, okay, maybe it's not going to open up very quickly. There we go. Okay, I'll have to down. And you can go in here. You can make this bigger, but you can also download these PDFs. But you can make the view bigger so that you can see it easier. But you can see the actual chapters in there if you do not have your book. All right. So it's ideal if you use your actual book when it refers to it, but that's where you can get that. All right. So that's that. That's it for tonight. Monday,
Mr.
we
Haley,
start our final 4.
I just got home. I just got off my plane. I missed the question for tonight.
Okay, so the question for tonight, let me back that up for you. Da, 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 da. That is it right there. What is your biggest hurdle or obstacle you feel will keep you from your dream career, and how will you overcome it? All right, you got that?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome there. All right, so that is it, and we are calling it done. See you Monday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Professor. Have a great night.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Mr. Haley, am I caught up or I'm still in the back?
Okay, I will send you information on that. I'll have to look, but I won't pull those grades up or answer that in an open class. I'll send
Okay,
you
okay.
information on that because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
private information. All right. So I'll
All
send you an email on that. Okay.
All right. Gigi, what's up?
He may have popped off. Might still
Okay.
see him there, but he may have jumped off.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Haley.
You're welcome.